Alright, today I'm gonna show you how to make a street paint loop in the style of Lil Durk, Yungeen, Quando Rondo, just artists like that. It's kind of a simple loop, but it has that general sound that those artists are looking for. I'm gonna get straight to it. This is the loop. I'm gonna get started with it. So I started with this piano starter from Nudie Glock made it. So this is a 6-7-1 chord progression, meaning it's in the key of G sharp minor. So it's using the notes 6, 7, and 1 in the key, and each of those notes has a chord attached to it. So in this case it's major, major, minor, and he's just playing the notes in those chords but kind of like arpeggiating them and stuff, and just adding in a bunch of filler notes that gives it more of a full sound instead of just playing regular triads, which is kind of boring. For this I use the emotional piano in Noir, and I just put these tonal shift and color settings on it to make it a bit different. And then I put Valhalla, I put this EQ just to boost some highs and mids, this convolution reverb, and then just this little EQ to cut out some stuff. And I also put the piano on more of a stereo just so it's wider in the headphones. And then I took that same MIDI, I cut out some bass notes, and I put it into this pad. This is also in Noir, but if you go to here and then not grand piano but particles, it's the sparkling chord setting, and all I did was just put this EQ shape on it just to cut out a bunch of the other noise, and then I just put this little reverb on it. And I also stereoized this one too, just to make it stand out a bit. The next thing I did was add these little like wah sounds just to give it some more like ambience and stuff. So yeah, those are simple. You can find those in most drum kits, except for that Juppy one that's in one of his new wah kits. And then I think I just put reverb on all of them just to make sure that they weren't like kind of too in your face, kind of more in the background. And then I hit some of these little organ runs. This is just vintage organs from Contact, just a basic gospel setting, and all I did was EQ it because it didn't really need any reverb or anything. And I stereoized it a tiny bit. Next I got this little sax from a royalty free sax kit online. It had a lot more, like this was like a full like 16 bar long sax pattern, but I just wanted to cut those little parts out of it because that's the part that I thought fit the loop best. Without any effects it sounds like really dry, so I just put this convolution reverb again, and sounds pretty good. And I also just panned it to the left because I'm gonna have a little lead guitar that comes in, and I'm gonna pan that to the right so that they're not fighting for space in the mix. Then I added this little guitar ARP thingy from Sunburst Deluxe. It kind of just does a good job of filling up the space a little bit, and it sounds nice. If you go into Electric Sunburst Deluxe, don't hit the melody one, but hit this one underneath it. And then I just played in the root note of the scale, and it usually sounds fine. I just put some convolution on this as well, and also panned it a little bit to the left. And the last little like melody thing is this lead guitar. This is also from Sunburst Deluxe, but I'm just using the melody thing, and it's just on this preset here with the open setting. And to do the vibrato and the bends and shit, I just recorded it. I had it on record notes and automation, and then I set this to 20, and I was just bending it as it was recording so that it's automated. So if you look at this knob, it's just like it recorded it so that it just does it automatically. This is like Pee-wee swag, so if you want to learn how to do this type of shit, then you can go watch his videos on how he does his bend guitars. And last but not least, I got this little bass line. This is Rickenbacker bass on the hammerhead setting, and all I did was just put this little EQ on it because I thought it sounded nice. And I also got this little crash. This is a BR crash, but I just thought it sounded nice. So with everything together, it sounds like this. So that was a full loop. I hope this did a good enough job of explaining how this loop was made. Again, this was made by me and Nudie. Yeah, I appreciate all the support on the content lately. I saw the last video on the pain loop did pretty well, so I'm just trying to do more of those. But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.